What happens when two sisters who built their entire lives around romance, glamour, and reality television suddenly begin losing all three? Darcey and Stacey Silva, twin sisters born on September 23, 1974, rose to fame through TLC's hit franchise 90 Day Fiancé. They were stylish, outspoken, emotional, and impossible to overlook. Yet, beneath the platinum hair, luxury fashion, and countless cosmetic procedures, a much more painful story was unfolding. From broken engagements and canceled opportunities to a marriage that nearly drove a wedge between them, the Silva twins have endured more personal setbacks than many people face in a lifetime. This is the complete story of how everything gradually fell apart, how two women from Connecticut became reality TV's most polarizing twins. Long before reality television made them famous, Darcey and Stacey Silva were determined to build successful careers on their own. Darcey studied acting at New York City's Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute between 1998 and 2001, while also attending both the University of Houston and Marshall University. From an early age, the sisters showed remarkable ambition. In October 2010, Darcey and Stacey launched their fashion label, House of 11. The brand's name carried deep personal meaning. It was created in memory of their brother, Michael Silva, who passed away from cancer in 1998. His death profoundly influenced the twins' lives, strengthening their bond and motivating them to continue pursuing their dreams together despite every setback. That same year, they filmed a reality show pilot titled The Twin Life, produced by 360 Digital Studios. The project focused on their past relationships while documenting their experiences balancing motherhood, careers, and everyday life. Although the pilot was never picked up for television, the sisters refused to give up. Instead, they established their own production company, 11th Entertainment, and worked as executive producers alongside their father on the 2013 comedy film White Tea. While none of these projects brought the widespread fame they hoped for, they laid the groundwork for future success. Everything changed in 2017. Darcey, together with Stacey, joined 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days, appearing across 4 seasons from 2017 through 2020, Darcey entered the series wearing her heart on her sleeve alongside her Dutch boyfriend, Jesse Meester. Viewers watched her travel overseas, hoping for an engagement and a lasting future. Instead, audiences witnessed a relationship filled with constant arguments, disagreements over her drinking, and emotional conflicts that created compelling television while making Darcey appear increasingly vulnerable. Eventually, Jesse traveled to New York with the specific intention of ending their relationship, creating one of the show's most uncomfortable and memorable breakups. Darcey didn't retreat after the split. She returned for additional seasons, this time dating British businessman Tom Brooks, whom she believed was more mature, stable, and completely different from Jesse. Unfortunately, that romance also collapsed. Tom became interested in another woman, but admitted it only after Darcey had already begun to suspect something was wrong. He later told her he loved her like a sister, words that no romantic partner wants to hear. Tom later suggested publicly that there was only one common denominator in Darcey's failed relationships, implying that she herself was responsible. The situation became even more painful when Tom apologized to Jesse Meester, and Jesse claimed they had both been manipulated by Darcey. For viewers, it was a harsh conclusion. For Darcey, it became another painful chapter in an already difficult journey. Despite the turmoil in their personal lives, House of 11 continued to thrive. Celebrities including Demi Lovato, Nicki Minaj, Jessica Alba, and others were seen wearing the sisters' designs, bringing greater attention to the brand. While their love lives often played out publicly, the clothing business provided steady financial support. Reports indicated that Darcey earned approximately $15,000 per season from 90 Day Fiancé, along with around $2,500 for reunion specials. Even so, House of 11 remained the primary source of the sisters' income. The business became the foundation that kept everything afloat, while many other parts of their lives seemed to be falling apart. Now that the stage had been set, and after everything the Silva twins had already sacrificed before receiving their own television series, the next chapter would prove even more dramatic. Instead of bringing lasting success, finally getting their own spotlight marked the beginning of their most difficult period. Even more surprising, many of the same viewers who once supported them began turning against them. The spin-off that brought more fame and more controversy. On June 29, 2020, Entertainment Weekly revealed that the sisters would receive their own TLC reality series, Darcey and Stacey. The show premiered on August 16, 2020, following their family life, relationships, and personal experiences in Middletown, Connecticut. The debut attracted approximately 2.1 million viewers, making TLC the highest-rated cable network on Sunday nights during that period. Audience interest was enormous, and viewers couldn't seem to look away. Much of the attention centered on Darcey's continuing relationship with Bulgarian fitness model Georgi Rusev, along with Stacey's increasingly complicated relationship with her younger partner. Stacey's relationship with her younger Albanian fiancé, Florian Sukic, provided no shortage of drama throughout the series. Their ups and downs gave the show a steady stream of storylines, keeping audiences invested. At last, the Silva twins had the spotlight they had worked so hard to achieve. Season 2 took the series in an unexpected direction. Darcey and Stacey revealed that they were traveling to Turkey for what they described as a twin transformation, a collection of cosmetic procedures intended to enhance their appearances together. The makeover included fox eye surgery to create a more elongated eye shape, revisions to previous rhinoplasty procedures, cheek lifts, buccal fat removal, 360 vaser liposuction, and breast lifts. Their Turkish surgeon labeled the extensive makeover the Barbie touch-up surgery. The sisters openly celebrated the results and defended their decision in interviews. Speaking with Entertainment Tonight, Darcey explained, "We wanted everything lifted up on our bodies. Everything's just lifted up." Public opinion, however, was far less supportive. Social media quickly filled with criticism. One online commenter wrote, "There's no way to sugarcoat it. The latest plastic surgery is a complete disaster." Darcey and Stacey seem to have developed an unhealthy obsession with cosmetic procedures that's gone way too far. Why would two already attractive women willingly change their faces so drastically? It's no longer funny. The backlash spread across Reddit, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and other platforms. Many longtime supporters weren't simply criticizing the twins. They expressed genuine sadness over how dramatically their appearance had changed. The sisters also faced criticism for promoting Istanbul's Comfort Zone Surgery Center, a clinic that had drawn negative attention because of reports involving problematic cosmetic procedures. As time went on, the controversy only intensified. In May 2024, a fan account posted a cameo video in which Darcey wished someone a happy birthday. The comments quickly filled with reactions to her noticeably different appearance. One viewer wrote, "This is heartbreaking. Who would do this to her?" Another commented, "I'd be crying uncontrollably if that happened to me." Eventually, Darcey switched her Instagram account to private after receiving an overwhelming wave of negative remarks. A Reddit user later shared a screenshot of the private account, writing, "Darcey's Instagram is private now. I can only imagine the kinds of comments she's been getting about her new appearance." Despite the growing criticism, neither sister appeared willing to stop pursuing cosmetic procedures. Some fans directed their frustration toward Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Robert G. Dorfman, accusing him of encouraging the twins' ongoing cosmetic transformations. A number of critics even called for his medical license to be revoked. By the third season of Darcey and Stacey, Darcey and Georgi were attending couples counseling and announced plans for a double wedding alongside Stacey and Florian. Although the series continued attracting viewers, public perception had noticeably changed. What many people once viewed as glamorous and aspirational had increasingly become a cautionary tale. Fans repeatedly pleaded with Darcey to stop undergoing additional procedures. One person commented, "She was naturally so beautiful. Why does she keep doing this to herself?" Another wrote, "She doesn't need another surgery. She needs an intervention." The conversation had shifted. Instead of simply criticizing the sisters' appearance, many viewers expressed what sounded like sincere concern for their well-being. Meanwhile, as this controversy dominated public discussion, the reality series itself was quietly approaching its final chapter. Yet, the cosmetic surgery debate was only one piece of a much larger story. Once the cameras stopped rolling, the real difficulties began, and they would prove far more serious. When love turned into the biggest obstacle. Darcey's relationship with Georgi Rusev had been the emotional center of the spin-off from the beginning, providing enough twists and conflict to keep even longtime reality TV fans captivated. The couple first connected in 2020 after Georgi reached out to Darcey through social media. By the end of the first season of Darcey and Stacey, they were engaged. That engagement eventually fell apart. However, the two later reconciled, and Georgi proposed to Darcey once again. The couple became engaged once again during a beach proposal in the summer of 2021. Unfortunately, that second engagement also came to an end. In February 2022, Darcey confirmed that they had separated again, explaining that the relationship was no longer heading in a healthy direction and that communication between them had completely broken down. Season 4 followed Darcey as she attempted to move forward with her life. She enlisted the help of a professional matchmaker and went on dates with two men, Cicero and Zach, but neither relationship developed into anything lasting. During the season finale, Stacey and Florian renewed their wedding vows in an emotional ceremony, with Darcey proudly standing beside her sister as maid of honor, away from the cameras. However, another surprise was unfolding. Toward the end of 2023, Darcey quietly married Georgi during a private ceremony at their Connecticut home, attended by only around 20 guests. She publicly confirmed the marriage in January 2024, revealing that they had tied the knot on November 11th, a date she said honored her late brother Michael and reflected the significance of the number 11, which has long been central to their family's House of 11 brand. Marriage, however, did not bring lasting stability. Just 2 months after the wedding, Darcey began sharing social media posts focused on independence, inner strength, and self-love, leading many fans to believe another separation was approaching. In April 2024, she uploaded a video with the caption "Solo Vibes, Only Independent and Fierce," accompanied by the hashtags "Loving Me" and "Single Vibes." Later, her representative stated that she and Georgi were simply dealing with the normal challenges that many couples face and remain together. Even so, the familiar pattern was difficult to overlook. By that point, Darcey's public relationship history included several failed engagements, a private marriage, and almost immediate rumors of another breakup, all unfolding before viewers who had followed every chapter of her journey. Stacey's marriage faced its own challenges. She explained that after the twins moved to Miami, the city's nightlife brought old trust issues back into focus, especially because of Florian's previously reported infidelity. Stacey admitted, "The nightlife kind of got to him, I feel, and so there's a lot of flirting and dirty dancing behind the scenes. It was very traumatizing for me to have Florian cheat on me publicly." In 2024, Stacey and Florian joined the second season of 90 Day. The Last Resort, the franchise's couples therapy series, hoping to strengthen their marriage once again. What viewers never expected was for the sisters' own relationship to become one of the show's biggest storylines. During The Last Resort, Darcey claimed Florian had allegedly gone home with two women following a night out. Georgi had also been at the same bar, and, according to Darcey, one woman told him, "Tell Florian, thank you for taking me home." The revelation deeply upset Stacey. The situation became even more complicated when Florian told Stacey that Darcey had been encouraging him to leave the marriage, saying he would be better off single, and effectively urging him to end his relationship with Stacey. Stacey responded by accusing Darcey of becoming far too involved in her marriage. As tensions escalated, one of the show's therapists recommended that Darcey, Stacey, and Florian all participate in family counseling together. By the time the 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 9 Tell All aired, Stacey disclosed that she and Florian were no longer living together. Both sisters openly acknowledged that their marriages were facing serious difficulties. The optimistic twins, who first appeared on television in matching outfits, full of hope, were now sitting on a reunion stage discussing struggling relationships while their own bond had become strained. But the personal drama was only part of the story. Eventually, the cameras stopped rolling as well. After the cameras stopped, cancellation, uncertainty, and life after reality TV. In 2023, Darcey and Stacey came to an end after 4 seasons, with its 4th and final season premiering on January 23rd. TLC quietly chose not to renew the series, announcing no continuation after the finale. Many viewers expected a 5th season because new installments had previously been released every year. However, when January 2024 passed without any announcement, it became increasingly obvious that the series had quietly reached its conclusion. Rumors about the cancellation had already begun circulating in December 2023 as fans noticed the network remained silent regarding another season. For Darcey and Stacey, losing the show represented far more than the end of another television project. Since joining the 90-Day Fiancé franchise in 2017, reality television had become the center of their public image. Its cancellation removed the foundation around which much of their professional and personal lives had revolved. The years that followed have been marked by continued efforts to remain active in the public eye. By the middle of 2025, Darcey shared that she and Stacey had worked through much of the conflict created during the last resort. She explained, "Stacey and I will always have each other's back at the end of the day and stay Silva strong. We love each other, but we do butt heads a lot. We easily trigger each other, but we're twins." After relocating to Miami, the sisters continued building House of 11 together while gradually moving beyond the tension involving Florian. Early in 2025, they were both seen attending a fundraiser in New York City. Although they arrived separately, the fact that they appeared at the same event led many observers to believe their relationship was steadily improving. Meanwhile, Darcey's marriage to Georgie continued to spark speculation throughout 2025. In January, fans noticed that the couple had unfollowed one another on Instagram and had not appeared together on social media since early December 2024. Many interpreted the silence as evidence that another breakup had occurred, although neither Darcey nor Georgie publicly addressed the rumors. 90 Day, the last resort alongside several other couples from the franchise, giving some of the series' most troubled relationships a chance to work through their problems in a televised therapy setting. Darcey also continued appearing across various 90 Day Fiancé spin-offs, including 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, where viewers followed her marriage to Georgie as well as her complicated dynamic with Florian, introducing those storylines to audiences who had not watched every chapter of her journey. Despite the endless controversy, harsh public criticism, the cancellation of their own show, multiple broken engagements, and the ongoing debate surrounding their cosmetic procedures, Darcey and Stacey have never stepped away from the spotlight. Instead, they have built careers by enduring the very kind of public scrutiny that often destroys reality television personalities. According to several reports, each sister is estimated to have a net worth of roughly $2 million as of 2026. Much of that wealth comes from House of 11, their television appearances, cameo videos, sponsorships, and various brand partnerships. Those figures suggest not 2 women whose lives completely unraveled, but 2 entrepreneurs who learned how to turn nearly every chapter of their lives, including the difficult ones, into business opportunities. Over nearly a decade, viewers have witnessed a story far more layered than a simple rise and fall. It is the journey of 2 sisters who pursued love, fame, and beauty at the same time, only to discover that chasing all 3 came with an enormous public cost. Darcey's appearance changed so dramatically over the years that many longtime fans struggled to recognize her. Stacey managed to keep her marriage intact despite infidelity allegations, but the relationship was repeatedly tested by conflict involving her twin sister. The reality series that brought them their greatest visibility eventually came to an end. Their marriages experienced repeated setbacks, never seeming to find lasting stability. Yet through every challenge, the sisters continued moving forward, sharing updates online, expanding their business, and pursuing the next opportunity, always reaching for a version of success that seemed just beyond their grasp. Whether their story is viewed as a tragedy or as an example of resilience depends largely on the perspective of the viewer. One thing, however, is difficult to deny. Darcey and Stacey Silva have left a lasting impression on reality television, and they remain impossible to forget. That brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you're ready for another fascinating story, click on the next video now appearing on your screen.